Can you see the screen, Frank?
Yes, I can.
All right. Awesome. Um, all right, Christy. So now let's talk with about the second part of the speaking activity, which is what or which part of the movie would you change? If you're the director of Inside Out, which part of the movie would you change? Let's say you are going to change one part. Let's do different this thing. What would you change as director of Inside Out 2?
Well, I'm going to I would like to change
Exactly.
the part of the way she moves away from her friends because it was difficult to her and to their to them. Sorry.
So you're mentioning when they started to practicing hockey
Yeah,
and
and
they got split.
yeah, because she said some things that was pessimist. I think that I'm not
Rude.
uh, yeah,
You,
no
you,
was good, and I don't feel like why she makes that because it the it doesn't matter how you feel to try back the people's sorry
to be rude. You can use this word. We don't say pessimist, no, we say rude or rudeness.
Yeah,
Riley, yes, Riley was rude. Riley was rude to her.
yeah,
Okay.
right, was so rude, and it don't was an excuse to
It
do
is
that.
not. It is not an excuse. It is
It
not
is
an excuse.
it is not an excuse to do
Uh-huh.
that.
To do that, right?
Yeah, that part I would like to change
It is not
because
justified, right?
yeah, I
So
believe that.
how would you change it? Now you're deleting that. What would you do it different?
Um, maybe putting a part where the girls was together and and shared her feelings, speaking about her life and the things that was living at the moment. So maybe to a million, maybe it could be.
Okay. Yeah. And one of the critics, well, question to you, is there any feeling that is missing here? Is there any feeling missing in this picture?
Let me see. I don't know. Um,
Aren't you forgetting someone?
let me see. Joy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Tessa.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's a
Mm,
character of the second movie, and it's missing. You know who we're talking about?
no.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I forgot. Sorry.
Don't worry. What about this? Nostalgia,
Oh yeah, but at the end of the movie,
right?
but
Eh,
oh yeah,
I'm sorry, friend. We're giving a lot of spam. I'm very sorry, man.
yeah,
But it was
because
the
it is
yeah,
at the end.
it is at the end, right? But a lot of people are criticism. That nostalgia just appear a couple of minutes only, right? And should deserve more time. So I would change that part of the movie, right? To give her a little bit more of time of appearance. And the duration, didn't you feel Christy was super short? Different than the first one? I feel that it was super short movie.
Yeah, it is. It was. maybe because in the first movie, the director tells us the the entire life.
The entire life.
Yeah.
Or in the
And
initial life, right?
yeah, the initial. I believe that the first moment always needs to be so explained to understand that. And the second moment is just a continuance. So you can imagine how how could be the third one? It will be all so short.
Right. It will be very short or similar to the second one, right?
Maybe
But,
do.
right. We highly recommend you, our friend, to have this on. Well, eventually, I don't know if you have this or any site where you can watch it, but yeah, it is very worth to watch it. Inside
And
Out
you need
2.
to watch because
Yeah.
it's like a little part of your life.
Right. When we want to express something to convince other ones, we use this expression. Look in the chat. You must. Fran, you must watch it. You must eat it. You must try it.
Must.
Exactly. Must. I'm not obligating Frank to watch it. I'm just saying this is something you cannot pass away, right? This is something you must watch. You need this for life.
Yeah. I have a question for you. What
Yes.
is different to may and must?
Where may is pretty much to ask you for permission. I'm being polite, right? So for example, when I need to go to the bathroom and I'm in a class, it's very professional and polite, more polite than professional. It's very polite. Uh,
Okay.
Christy, may I? I'm not telling you I will go. I'm asking for permission. May I? May I do this? May I cut it? May I take it? So I'm
Must
asking
line
you.
for questions.
Exactly, Ian. And it's to ask you a permission. It's very polite.
But
So
in this case, I can say, for example, Frank, you have to wash.
in this case, you don't say have to because in that case, you're obligating Frank. But you can use
But the
must.
difference to the have and must.
Exactly. No, probably just in this context, Christy. In this context, it really applies
Okay.
that must is esta expresión que tenemos en Spanish, like, tenés que ver esto, right? Am I
Yeah.
obligating? No, right? I'm not obligating you when I say that. I am suggesting, but I am suggesting trying to convince you. Christy, you must eat tacos in Tacos Los Hermanos. They're delicious. I'm not obligating you. I'm just suggesting you, trying to convince you. You must.
Okay. Thank you for that.
Or let me think. You can use you have to, but you must is like more convincing than you have to. And
You take about friendly, maybe.
I'm sorry?
It is friendly. I feel
It is, yeah. They're very similar, right? But if you want to hear, or if you want to sound professional, use all the time when you're asking something. May, okay? May I share the screen, please? May I take it? May I take the seat, please? May I take a little bit of cheese, please? You all the time when you ask something, use may, okay?
Okay, and well, in my case, most of the time I'm with guests, so I need to suggest to the guest the place to visit. So, how I can do that? You must, or you have to go.
If you are like, if you have a little bit of connection, you can use you have, or you can use you must. Must and have are welcome here. But if you want to sound a little bit more professional, if you see the guests are kind of a little bit old people, right? And they are very, old school people, very formal people, you can use I highly recommend you. Highly recommend you. Okay?
Okay.
This is professional English. Okay? I highly recommend you. Oh, Mr. Guest or ma'am, I highly recommend you visit downtown Centro Histórico. You will find there are different places to eat, and you will find there very cultural places to visit too. It is all centralized. I highly recommend you to go eat for dinner after visiting the downtown area, this restaurant. So I'm sounding professional, right? But if I have a little bit of connection, I can still use Mem or Madame Martyr. You can actually, I highly recommend you cannot miss or you must try our very popular Salvadorian fried chicken, which we'll call campero, right? Everyone who tasted that, they loved it, right? So you are giving some more natural suggestions, right? So you can use all those expressions.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Very nice questions. Okay, so let's get into the video of the unit. Yes,
Teacher,
go ahead.
sorry,
Go ahead, Frank.
before moving to the book, I have a question.
Go ahead.
It's about the Breaking Bad.
Okay. I love it. I love it.
It's about the title.
Uh-huh.
I didn't understand what Breaking Bad could means in Spanish.
You know, that's a very good question. I asked me that question. And the reason, and the reason they are like different stories, right? But one of the I think I have it here. One of the based on the director, these are the director's words that Breaking Bad, it's like a very American phrase, a very American saying, right? That means to break bad habits, right? Or like break the law in a different ways. So, such as calling negative consequences, right? And it's also related to chemistry, because if you see, Breaking Bad are two elements of chemistry, of the chemistry table, right? So they connected the fact of breaking the law or breaking the rules, breaking the law itself, with having chemistry elements, right? Or I will break the law, or I will break bad using two elements of chemistry. So that is like the main reason, right?
So this is a name, not even in Spanish. If we can create
we cannot.
Name, we can create a complicated meaning of something,
right? No, we can't. Or sería, or it could be very sophisticated to use the chemistry elements in Spanish to create one title in Spanish. Like Quebrando el Carbono, right? That sounds weird, right? But yes, that is the reason why they and I really like the fact, right? Because even the title is connected with the whole story. Breaking the law, breaking good habits in order to, or using, or through chemistry. I love this series. I'm in love. This is the third time I will be watching it. But you know what? This one and Better Call Saul are very similar in quality. I thought at the beginning that Breaking Bad was going to be even better than Better Call Saul, but they are, to me, my own opinion, it's that they're in the same level. Did you see Better Call Saul too?
I think I didn't finish, but how many?
They have 7 seasons. They have 7 seasons.
Okay, no, I only watched the first one, or
you must
one or two.
You must come back, friend. If you need to connect the whole story, you must come back. You're missing a second masterpiece of the creator.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll watch.
All right. Yeah. So let's see a video section of the unit of the book so we can get into. I know that speaking, we love speaking, right? But we need to also take care of the book. So let's have here the section of the video. Can you hear? Yes. Okay.
The name of my movie is Rot, and essentially it's the story of a man who is dying of this flesh-eating disease who, before he dies, goes out to this cabin to be alone and to reflect on his life and his past mistakes and his regrets. The idea of the movie was just to make the most moving, engrossing story I could. I wanted it to be touching. I wanted people to really connect with the story and the characters. And basically, it's a story of lost love, very universal themes that I feel have been done before, but I wanted to do them in a more original way that they weren't as formulaic and as cliched as stuff that's already been done. So I wanted to kind of give a fresh take on the same material. It started more as just ideas that I've had. Some of them go back over a year ago, just like a small little idea that I thought was good but not great to actually pursue. But I knew it was a decent idea, so I held on to it. And then other ideas came, and finally one day it just connected, all the ideas. The idea of a flesh-eating disease came about, and I thought that was a great metaphor for just what's going on with him, through this really dark time in his life. And when I started telling people about it, they thought that it was such a good idea that I really had no choice but to make the movie, because everyone knew that it was a really powerful idea, really moving. I've always wanted to direct, and this was the idea that I felt was the best and actually worth doing. I started scouting locations, talking to people, trying to raise money, doing all these things as I was still writing the movie. So I was still in the process of writing it. So I would give it to people, and at this point it probably wasn't that good because I was just like the first draft and like, all right, here's the idea. And slowly it would form and become more of a tighter movie, more compact and much better. Obviously, studios aren't going to give me money to go make a movie. An up-and-coming director, it's just not going to happen. The first part of Rot, I funded myself with all my money. And unfortunately, when we got back in to complete it, I didn't have any more money. So I had to turn to crowdfunding to raise the rest of it. And I thought that it was just going to be family and friends, but surprisingly, a lot of people did donate to the movie that just came across it and just thought it looked cool. They liked the idea and they believed in it, and that's the only reason that they donated their money. So many people did believe in the idea that it was easy getting help from so many different people. Everyone just kind of jumped on board and really connected with the idea, and people really believed in it, and they believed in me. It used to be such an expensive proposition to make a movie that it was just impossible for up-and-coming filmmakers like myself. But now, through crowdfunding, it's really made it easier for people that really have a strong idea to get in there and raise money and get people to believe in the project. I want to put the movie in as many film festivals as possible. I want to use it as a calling card, almost, so from there I can get my next movie made. I want as many people to see this movie as possible. Now, obviously, I know that might not be the case. It might take some time to get going. There's so many filmmakers out there right now that it's really hard to get your movie noticed. But I feel that with the right idea and the right story, there's no reason why you can't do it.
All right. So, very interesting story, right? This is actually the first time I'm hearing this story. So, the first question of the question, God, is what type of movie is the junior or the amateur or director talking about? What's the overall idea of the movie? This question, let's get started with Christy. Christy, what's the idea that the director is talking about? What's the movie about?
I think that about the value of the life.
Okay, is there something happening to the character?
Yeah, a disease.
This is right.
So I understand that the video said that he start to so different the life, to reflect about what he is doing.
What's he's suffering, right? And coming from a love, right? Okay. Second question of the conversation guide. Fran, what was the issue at the beginning of the project in terms of financial? Did he had enough fundings to produce the movie?
And at the beginning, I think he had not enough money to start a movie, but I'm guessing I didn't understand many parts of that.
Okay, but he had an issue at financial, right? Because he's amateur, right? Have you heard this word, class? Amateur.
Yeah, I understood that he had problem, but he explained the idea. He tried to convince, and I have a word that I heard before that is crowdfunding, and I would like to know about what is crowdfunding.
For example, and in Shark Tank, they see a lot of this, right? So I have a product from, let's say you create a mouse, right? But you need more money to finish the product, all right? So you actually negotiate that let's say 10% of the sales will be for you if you give me $3,000 right now in this part of the project, right? I'm still finishing the mouse, but probably in 2 years, we'll be selling $1 million. So right now, you just need to give me 4,000 to end up the project. And in 1 year, you will have, I don't know, probably you will triple or double this digit, right? So a crowdfunding is pretty much you contribute to me right now, and I'll give you with interest. That's crowdfunding.
Okay.
Which is like pretty much what happened to him, right? They started with the idea of the movie. Let's have something related with the conversation of it. Was it difficult to come in with a good idea of the movie? Coming is created, right? Presenting. Christy, what do you think? Fran? He mentioned that the people liked the idea, right, of the movie. He was kind of connecting with people, right?
Yes.
At the beginning of the call,
but
at the beginning of the movie.
It is. The script it was.
Yeah, it was difficult or easy. to come in with a good idea of the movie?
Oh, okay. I remember that he said difficult.
Okay. I think he mentioned something about like getting the resource for a director, right? But the main idea, it was very catchy. Right now, using the word that we just learned, catchy. It was very catchy. So we can say, Tim, that it was not difficult. It was easy for him to get the idea, right? How about the directing the movie? Was it difficult or it was kind of easy, Tim?
Directing the movie.
You know, directing the movie is pretty much this one, right? Producing pretty much the movie. What would you say, friend? Was it difficult?
I think difficult.
Me too, I believe difficult.
It could be difficult, right? Yeah, it could be difficult because he did not have enough money to probably hire a team, a staff, a production team, right? To produce the movie, pretty much in few terms, right? So, have you ever had the idea, Fran, of creating a movie or producing a movie? Would you be interested in that position? Do you have any story you would like to produce in a movie?
I go live, but I have never had
I've never had. Mm-hmm.
an idea about something interesting. But I would like to create a movie.
And you, Christy? Do you have any idea of that you would like to create or to produce in a movie?
All my life, I think.
Christie's diaries, Christie's stories, right?
Yeah. Well, my friend said that my life is like a movie because always happen things bad uh, or good to me. So since I remember, I I live in a lot of things that is like a movie. Yeah, because well, the last was about shocking with my car because I I started to drive
Uh-huh.
and I don't know what happened to me, but I feel a lot of sleepy. And when in a dawn, I remember that I lost the I don't know what do you say direction. Sorry, I lost the direction. So I and then I saw the a truck in front of me, and I
Wow.
said, "Well, well," I said, "Okay, nice." And I was like a ice, and I didn't make anything. So I only remember that I put the brake, and I said, "Okay, I'm leaving." So
I'm living a movie, right? Or my life is a
yeah,
whole
yeah.
movie.
Well, I didn't die. I said I only said that, but what happened? I was so angry with me, and my baby car. It was the I don't know how to say bumper in English, but I lost the bumper.
Bumper? The bumper?
Yeah,
Yeah, that is an English word, bumper.
and I lost money to fix that. But it was the last situation that happened to me.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
Your life could be a great, nice movie. right? Christie's
Yeah.
Diaries, The Adventure of a Warrior.
Yeah, I said to my friends, "What? It is the adventure aunt, like at the song. Una hormiga aventurera."
Anyways, right? If you produce it, if you eventually produce it, I'll be willing to watch it. All right, let me know so I can go to the cinema.
Okay.
Yeah. To finish, I would like to suggest, well, especially Fran, to watch this one on YouTube. Oh, I'm sorry, on Netflix. Ozark.
Net-
Ozark is a
Yes,
very.
I've
You have
watched.
watched it?
Yeah, I
Do you,
like.
do you recommend it? Is it similar to Breaking Bad?
Yeah, it's kind of similar because I don't remember the name of the main character, but he is involved in bad things.
Okay.
I don't remember if I finished it. I don't remember, but I like that. I like that the places where they move it, the author.
Okay. And do you recommend it?
Yes, I highly recommend.
Yeah, I'll have that on my list to watch it.
Yes. Haven't you watched it?
I haven't yet.
Okay.
It's on my pending list because I've heard a lot of people saying that it's very similar to Breaking Bad, but I have still on my pending list.
Yes, it's kind of similar.
Right? It's like analogy of Breaking Bad.
I don't remember if I finished it. I think I need to check if there is
I'll-
another
I'll
season.
definitely watch it.
Yeah.
Okay, class. I love having time on speaking, right? I think that's my specialty, speaking activities. I try to give every vocabulary I have in your production. I really hope you like the class because it's already 8:47. So thank you so much, class, for joining, and thank you so much for putting some time for your knowledge, all right? Hope to see you in the future, and I really hope you have a great weekend and start a new week next week, all right?
Okay.
Have a nice weekend and have a nice night. Take care. Rest.
Thank you. Take care.
Take care.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Take care, class.